Hi, welcome. My name is Greg Schwartz, and this masterclass is called Five Steps to Transform Your Body at Any Age. It's for you if you want to heal your body and look and feel better than you ever have before. You may have already tried several trainers, diets, or even doctors with limited success, or maybe you're just finally ready to commit to your health and fitness and make it a priority. Either way, you're here for a reason, and I'm here to help. So let's dive in. In the next 30 minutes or so, here's what we're going to cover: the most common mistake that kills fitness results, how to find your health blind spot, how to energetically unlock the secret to personal transformation, the three key steps to an amazing detox, an easy routine to master your master hormone, the ridiculously simple diet and fitness program that produces instant results even in the most stubborn metabolisms, and finally, how your metabolism can make the shift so you effortlessly maintain a lean, fit body for life. So, if you're not fully confident in your body right now, if you feel stuck or discouraged as if something invisible is holding you back, if you're finally ready to commit to changing your body, but you don't know exactly how to do it, then I have the solution for you. It's this magic pill. That'd be nice, but we all know there is no magic pill. And yes, drugs can be impressive at changing symptoms in the short term, but in order to actually heal and create lasting change in your body, you have to address the root cause. There's no way around it. In order to do that, you have to look at your whole self because we're physical and energetic beings. And so sometimes it's hard to change, not because we aren't smart enough or aren't trying hard enough. Often we simply aren't looking in the right place. So when you look at your whole self and address the root cause, you get massive, rapid transformation that lasts long term. You release barriers that have hindered you for years and you break through to a new level of health and fitness. Best of all, you inspire and uplift others because they feel and see the change in you. And that's what it's all about. And, on that note, let me just say my ultimate goal is not just to help you look and feel better. I have a much more outlandish idea. Millions of people are ready to improve their health, but they need good guidance. My goal is to help you heal yourself so powerfully and look and feel so amazing that you inevitably help others to improve their health as well. Each one of us that gets healthy becomes part of a tidal wave of positive change. So let's get started. Before we get to step one, who am I and why should you listen to me? First, I'm an athlete. I played three sports in college and then went on to play professional American football. In my 40s, I was ranked in the top five in the US in my age category in the 100 meters and 200 meters. I'm also a college professor and a published researcher, and I've spoken everywhere from TEDx to the University of Oxford. And the last thing I'd like to share about myself is that in my 30s, I had overwhelming personal struggles, huge repeated breakdowns and breakthroughs. And that forced me to dig deep into the human experience, body, mind, and soul, to develop the tools that both saved me and unleashed more power in me than I'd ever dreamed of. Those tools and my experience as an athlete and researcher, along with decades as a health mentor, are the core of what I'm sharing with you today. So, to that end, let's get to the five steps to transform your body at any age. The first step is find your health blind spot. If you're having trouble healing your body or losing weight, there's almost always something big that you're not seeing. And when you discover it, everything makes sense and everything suddenly shifts. But until you find your blind spot, you're wasting time, energy, and money chasing random remedies. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you don't know anything about cars, and one day you run out of gas while you're driving. You have no idea why the car suddenly stopped and won't drive. So you tow the car to a mechanic and you say, do whatever it takes, change the oil, replace the battery, give me a new transmission. You spend a lot of money and time, but of course, this doesn't solve the problem. If you took 30 seconds to diagnose the root cause, you would see that the car just needs gas. And this is how we approach our health in Western society. We throw everything at a health problem: drugs, surgeries, supplements, biohacks, but we skip over the first critical step of identifying the root cause and solving that. Usually, blind spots are quick and easy to find, like maybe a vitamin deficiency or a hormone imbalance, but I'll share with you one that was a bit more subtle. A client of mine was a guy named Sebastian, and by most measures, he was extremely healthy. He worked out probably 5 times a week. He was very disciplined with his diet, and he had a healthy, home life, which can definitely impact our health. So he didn't understand why he could never get rid of his extra 15 to 20 pounds of weight and why he also had trouble sleeping. Despite spending thousands on personal trainers, multiple detoxes, and even a dietitian at one point, he couldn't solve it. So he was frustrated and a bit confused. He came to me, and after filling out my health blind spot intake form, we realized that his nervous system was dysregulated. It had been stuck on high alert for many years due to internal factors that he had never addressed. So we identified the core problem and gave him simple daily protocols to fix it. And within only a few days, his sleep improved. Then, without changing anything in his diet or workouts, his extra pounds slowly came off. It took about 3 months. Also, by the way, if you need help finding your own health blind spot, just reach out to me. I'll send you my free health blind spots form, and in about 15 minutes, your blind spot will usually become clear. All right. The second step to transforming your body is to detox. We wash our bodies on the outside every day, but we rarely wash them on the inside. So over the years, toxins slowly accumulate in our bodies and start to cause fatigue, weight gain, infertility, sugar cravings, hormone disruption, and skin problems. A big part of the problem is this. In the last few decades, the number of toxic chemicals we're exposed to has skyrocketed, including heavy metals, pesticides, and phthalates. Phthalates are those ones that are in any product with the fragrance. And listen to this. The average woman applies over 100 synthetic chemicals to her body before breakfast every day. On average, we consume 5 grams of plastic, about the amount in a credit card, per week. And by the time you're 40, you have between 5 and 15 pounds of undigested waste in your colon. So your liver can't possibly process all these toxins, so it stores them throughout your body where they cause a huge range of problems and basically clog your body systems and keep them from running properly. So then, how do we get these toxins out of our bodies? There are 3 main mechanisms. Number 1, liberate the toxins stored in your tissues. Give your liver the support it needs to process those toxins, and make sure you eat the right fibers and binders that will escort these toxins out of your body. If you don't do all these steps and do them correctly, then you'll just move the toxins around in your body, but you won't actually eliminate them. But before we even take the toxins out of our bodies, there's a more obvious step that we usually miss. I'll give you an example. I had another client who was a woman in her mid 40s who wanted me to give her a deep detox program to get rid of her fairly extreme symptoms. Before we started, I had her write down the foods that she was eating and the products that she was using on her body and around the house. And when I saw the list, I realized that this woman was slowly poisoning herself and her family, obviously unintentionally. Essentially, their air, water, and food and skin was doused with toxic chemicals daily. And so I told her, and this is my point, before you take the toxins out of your body, first you have to stop putting them in it. And I proved my point because just by changing a few of the food items and personal products that she was using, she started to feel better quickly. I'm sure you know the concept of yin and yang. In Western society, we're so yang dominant. We want to do, go, achieve, take action that we often de emphasize and even judge yin, which is to nurture, heal, and recover. And I believe that's why we overlook detoxification, but it's so important. You can't achieve ideal health without it. In my programs, I provide very detailed lists of the foods and chemicals and materials to avoid to keep the most harmful toxins out of your body. But really, it boils down to very simple concept. If it didn't exist 500 years ago, don't eat it and don't use it. Okay, we're on to step 3 to transform your body. Unlock your secret power source. Reprogram your subconscious mind. Without a doubt, your greatest tool and your secret weapon for personal transformation is being able to reprogram your subconscious mind. That's where 90% of your mental activity takes place, but it happens below the radar of your conscious mind. The subconscious is your inner steering wheel, your habitual behaviors in every part of your life: finances, health, love. are based on your core beliefs and your identity in your subconscious mind. So, two very important things happen there. It's where your goals are powerfully manifested, but also where limiting beliefs so often sabotage and suffocate our biggest dreams. Most of us have no idea how to access this part of our mind, especially smart people, because this isn't an intellectual process, it's emotional. So, when you learn how to navigate your subconscious, you can release your limits and supercharge your dreams and goals. And this can unleash more power than you've ever had and catalyze rapid, abundant change in your life. Let me ask you this. Do you work hard but still don't get to your goals? Does it seem like something invisible is holding you back? Do you repeat patterns in romance, health, or finances that you can't seem to break out of? Or do you sometimes unintentionally self sabotage? Do you ever feel unworthy or not good enough for love or success? Those are signs that your subconscious mind is limiting you because it's trying to protect you. And it will keep doing that until you reprogram it. So, an example I'd like to share here is about a client of mine named Michaela. She had very low energy and she constantly got sick. And this was despite sleeping, 8 to 10 hours a night, eating well, and taking a slew of supplements. She'd been to thyroid doctors, herbalists, and a chiropractor, all of which, by the way, I think are excellent, but none of them had fixed the problem. So I asked her to tell me about her home life, her work life, and her social life. Very quickly, the core issue became clear. She was a people pleaser. She overgave to everyone in her life in order to prove her value to them, and this was constantly draining her energy and suppressing her immune system. Now, this is a very common limiting subconscious belief. So I led her on a journey into her subconscious, and it didn't take long to find where the belief had formed. I took her through the steps to dismantle this core limiting belief, and I knew immediately when we had hit the treasure chest because she started to cry. Tears mean that you've shifted out of your logical mind and into your emotional mind, your limbic system. That's your subconscious. That's where change happens. After that session, she stopped giving away her energy every day to people to prove her worth. It was like we plugged a leak that was draining her system. Within a few days, her energy level improved and she stopped getting sick. And here's the best part, that was 5 years ago, and the problem never returned. Why? Because after we shifted that core belief, her subconscious was reprogrammed. Her identity itself had shifted because she was no longer a people pleaser. Now she knows how to manage her health, both physically and energetically. And when you change your whole self and you know what levers to pull inside you and outside you, you move into what I call deliberate living. You go from wishing and struggling to choosing how your life will show up. I'll leave you with an analogy. Do you ever walk by a construction site and you see like a bulldozer or a crane that might be sitting there? You might even look in the cockpit to see all the buttons and levers. I always look in because I have two young sons and they're interested. I mean, if I had to, I don't know what any of those buttons do. And if in an emergency I had to drive one of those things, I wouldn't know what to do. I would be lost. Well, that's how most human beings are in the driver's seat of their own lives. They're technically in charge. They're sitting in the driver's seat, but they don't know what all the controls do. They don't understand where their beliefs or their behaviors come from. They don't know how to stop recurring thoughts or emotional reactions. They're simply going for a ride without much control. So, learning how to access your subconscious mind allows you to grab a hold of the controls of your life and steer it where you want it to go. All right, the fourth step to totally transform your body is to master your master hormone. And in case you haven't been paying attention in Western society, we are in a hormone crisis. Since the 80s, male testosterone levels have declined at 1% per year, and sperm counts globally have declined about 50% since the 70s. Also, 1 in 5 women will experience thyroid dysfunction in their lives. Now, you can't solve this problem for the entire society, but you can solve it for yourself. Unbalanced hormones are probably the most common underlying cause when people have issues with weight, energy levels, muscle loss, and mood. So, just to prove how important managing your hormones is, I did an experiment on myself because at the age of 50, I'm 53 now. At the age of 50, I started to notice that I was slowly losing muscle mass. And it's important to remember that we can cultivate our hormones to give us any result we want, really. Lose fat, be happier, gain muscle. You just have to know the steps to take. So, for my entire life, I've been a competitive athlete, and my workouts were always designed for speed and performance, but never specifically for building muscle. But at the age of 50, for the first time, I designed my lifestyle to cultivate the hormones that would maximize building muscle. And, I'm a plant based 50-year-old dude, not exactly the prime candidate for quickly building muscle. But when I targeted the release of muscle building hormones, my body changed a lot within about a year. And this is just to show that properly managing your hormones can produce rapid change in your body. The thing is, there are a lot of important hormones to pay attention to, right? Estrogen, testosterone, insulin, human growth hormone, thyroid hormones, adrenaline. But let me simplify all of that for you right now. The most important step is to master your master hormone, which is cortisol. It helps regulate energy, sleep, metabolism, a lot of other things, which helps everything else. Chronically elevated cortisol from stress causes a lot of problems in our bodies, and it's also the number one way to kill fitness results. So, cortisol is often demonized, but we absolutely need it, and we need it at the right time of day. It should spike right after waking and then slowly decline throughout the day. If you get that right, then a lot of other systems fall into place. Now, we don't have time to get into every aspect of optimizing hormones, such as the foods and the workouts and the supplements that are ideal for men and women at different ages, but what I'll give you is even better. It's my superhero morning hormone routine that optimizes your cortisol. If you do this routine for a week, your life will change for the better. Morning routines are so important. They set the momentum for your mood, your energy, your blood sugar levels, and your sleep cycle. Okay, so first, here's what not to do for your morning routine. Wake up, immediately check your social media and your phone for a few minutes, mumble to yourself, I'm tired, I don't want to go to work. Then immediately drink a coffee and have a pastry or some cereal and milk. What that routine does is shut down your detox pathways, give you an artificial spike in dopamine from checking your cell phone, give you an artificial spike in cortisol from caffeine, and it gives you an insulin boost from a huge insulin surge from your processed grains and sugar. This sets you up to have a slightly depressed mood and slightly depressed energy all day long and ensures you'll have trouble sleeping that night. Instead of that, try my superhero morning hormone routine, big name, for 1 week, and it will change your life. Step one, wake up, look in the mirror, and say, good morning, I love you. Limitless good is flowing to you today. I don't even have time to dive into how psychologically, spiritually, and neurologically powerful those statements are. Then, brush your teeth with your non dominant hand. For me, it's my left hand to break cognitive patterns, make your brain more adaptable. Then, drink a couple of glasses of clean water with a pinch of sea salt to rehydrate and further your nighttime detox cycle. Next, get a few minutes of sunlight on your face, naturally stimulates cortisol, while you do your favorite deep breathing exercise for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't look at social media or drink any caffeine for the first hour of your day, and then have a high protein breakfast. That's it. Try that for a week, and then, and I really mean this, send me a message and tell me how it changed your life. Okay, the fifth step to totally transforming your body at any age is to stop overcomplicating your diet and fitness. When we want to get fit or healthy, we generally believe that the answer lies in a new diet and fitness routine. So we spend literally billions of dollars seeking out the perfect workouts and meal plans. But I think we dramatically overcomplicate this because it's actually incredibly easy and mind blowingly simple. Here you go. Eat an unprocessed whole food diet and do resistance training a few days a week. That's the magic recipe. That works for the majority of people as long as your nervous system and body can handle it. If you want a couple more details, eat organic whenever you can. Eating animal products can be very helpful for many people in the short term. Long term, you definitely want to lean mostly plants for overall health. The point is to eat an unprocessed whole food diet, whatever feels best to your body, and do resistance training a few times a week. Now, the programs that I offer obviously go into the details about the best diet and workout routines based on current scientific research. But in general, I truly believe in keeping it simple. That's because, in my experience, other aspects of our overall health actually need more attention. Those are usually our blind spots. For instance, if you have an eating disorder, counting calories won't fix it. Emotional work will. And if you're doing everything right, but you aren't seeing gains from your workouts, you may need to regulate your nervous system rather than change your workout routine. I always take a big picture view to find the root issue because that's where a small amount of effort will make the biggest and most immediate impact. Here's an even better example. So often I hear people say something like, "This week I'm going to crush it in the gym and not cheat at all on my diet." We pour our enthusiasm into action, but it's just as important to put regular enthusiasm into recovery and healing, again, yin and yang. So, however much total energy you have to put towards your health, put half of it into action and half into recovery, like maximizing rest, hydration, detoxification, and even inner work like journaling. That's when you start living like a pro and getting long term results. Okay, now you have the 5 key steps to rapidly transform your body at any age. Here's what we covered: the most common mistake that kills fitness results, how to find your health blind spot, how to energetically unlock the secret to personal transformation that almost no doctors use, the 3 key steps to an amazing detox, an easy routine to master your master hormone, and the ridiculously simple diet and fitness program that produces immediate change, even in the most stubborn metabolisms. Now you have a choice. You can continue down the path that you've been on, going at it alone, gathering information, and experimenting with various plans. And sometimes you just know that you want to explore solutions on your own. That's great. You get to go at your own pace, but it does require effort, some money, and most of all, time. The main challenge with taking a slower route is that we don't have unlimited time and energy to put into our health. We run out of energy to pursue solutions, and then healing takes a back seat for months or years. And we could look up in 5 years and we haven't changed at all. So, what's your other option? Your other option is to make health your number one priority and get expert help. The main thing this does is it speeds up the process. You get to your goals much faster and easier. Now, if the information in this video is all you need right now or all you can digest right now, great. I'm glad it helped. But for a few of you, you're at the point where you just want someone to show you the steps forward. So I hope it's okay if I just take a minute to describe how I help people. So when I become your health mentor, we work one on one, you and me. And the first step is I listen. You tell me about your health journey and your goals. Then you fill out my 60-question health blind spots intake form. That makes it clear where you need to focus your energy in order to break through and create massive, rapid change. Then me and my small team of doctors and experts create a step-by-step plan for you that focuses on your blind spots but covers every aspect of you as a human being: metabolic, chemical, emotional, psychological, hormonal, and structural. We create a 90-day action plan that will change your body rapidly and change long term. My clients usually have a huge shift in the first week because when we identify your blind spot and it's finally addressed, it precipitates rapid change. And after just a few weeks on your new plan, you will have the tools you need to maintain your health and your body for life. So if you're ready to change now, go to the link on the screen or click the link in the caption, and 2 things will happen. You'll be taken to my health blind spots intake form where you'll be able to discover your health blind spot in a few minutes. And then you'll be taken to a page where you can schedule a free call with me and we can talk about the steps that you need to take to move forward and how I might help you. So if you're done waiting and done struggling, click the link and let your transformation begin today. So before you go, I have one more story for you, something to look forward to on your health and fitness journey. Once your body makes the shift, then staying healthy and lean for life becomes practically effortless. So what's the shift? Well, we all know somebody, no matter what they do, staying fit and lean just seems effortless for them. It's like their body is playing by different rules than the rest of us. And in a way, it is. The trick is to shift your metabolic set point. It's also called your homeostatic set point. When you follow a certain basic protocol for about 6 months, you can shift your metabolic set point and then basically cruise for life. It's the same thing with money, right? Once you amass enough money, your investments just start to accumulate money on their own and you don't ever have to work again. So just know that you don't have to struggle with your health and fitness for life. When you find your health blind spots and address them, then take the steps to change your metabolism, you can shift into a totally new gear and maintain a healthy fit body for life with much less effort than you can imagine. I want to thank you for your time and attention today, and I hope to speak to you soon.